let's be honest, it's getting harder and harder to know who you are or who you are supposed to be. And we always talk about all these things we need to add to make life better, all these new habits, all these new routines, all these new systems. But people aren't overwhelmed or they aren't drowning because of all these new things they need to add. They are drowning because we carry too much. But there is a fix to that. So today I want to talk about what we should delete as we go into 2026. Because what I've realized is that as I'm working towards protecting my own mind and figuring out my life and what I want to do, that's usually what's standing in the way. So here are 10 things you need to delete before going into 2026 if you want that year to be the year you reclaim more of yourself, you gain more focus, you gain more freedom. And this is not a video about how to become the perfect version of yourself, because, fuck that. This is a video about giving grace, but also a video about setting some realistic expectations for yourself. So let 2026 be the year you gain more freedom, because let's be honest, we live in a time where that becomes more harder and harder. And also a quick disclaimer is that this list isn't something that you have to do all at once. You can do one of them right now and start with that and then return to this list and work your way down little by little, and then things will shift for you. So we start with 3 digital things you should delete. First of all, I have made a video about this, but I will say it again. Delete your social media from your phone. The thing is, we don't need to carry social media on our phone or on ourselves 24/7. Social media is designed to pull you back in, and it's not designed to give you peace. And as we work towards gaining and reclaiming more of ourselves, we need more focus and we need more of ourselves being in the present. The social media takes you out of what you're surrounded and into something else. So delete it from your phone, because then it's easier to not use it. So the first thing is to delete it on your phone. You can take it out when you're home and look at your computer. And the second is you should remove notifications from your phone. You shouldn't have notifications that makes your phone vibrate. You should remove every notification except, I would say, 2 things, maybe 3. People can agree or disagree with this, but I would say 2 things. You should have notifications for SMS and when someone is calling you, and maybe mails, but I don't agree with that. I think you only should have for your phone if someone is calling you, or SMS. Everything else is just noise, and you can look it up when you have the time, because it will stop you from doing what you're doing now. Because when that notification hit comes, you get a little bit sense of dopamine, you check it, and then you release more dopamine, and it's kind of fucking with your brain. So remove all notifications. And I would also say turn off vibration too. So when you put on silence mode, it wouldn't vibrate. You don't have to be available 24/7. You have to be available 24/7 for yourself, and you aren't that when you have notifications for everything else and everyone else except you. So this is about you reclaiming more of yourself. And I've done this to my phone and it's worked wonders. I would also say that the more apps you have, the more mental clutter you carry. As we head into 2026, remove all the unused apps. Everything that you're not using on your phone, all the apps, delete them. You don't need them. They only take up space. So what I am trying to explain with that is that we need to use our phone more as a tool than a toy, because then it's easier for us to be in charge of the phone and to be in charge of our attention when we're using our phone. And then we head over to 3 mental things you should delete. And the first one is a no-brainer. We need to stop scrolling before bed. Scrolling before bed, that hit of a blue light, this is poison for our focus. This is poison for our sleep. Blue light plus dopamine equals your brain can't land. So what I have done, and sometimes I do struggle with it, but I do it almost with no exception, is that I put my phone at the end of my bed and then I don't look at it until my alarm goes off the day after. So this also creates the bed as a place for sleep, which it should be, and it makes it easier to fall asleep when you go to bed. And I would also say that the second thing we should delete is all those unfinished projects. Maybe don't delete them, but you can archive them and put them aside and don't think about them. All those half-alive ideas that you jump back and forth with. I'll write that book, I'll do that video, I'll fix that dresser. All of those things, if you haven't done them by now, put them aside and you start 2026 fresh. So decided now, I'm doing it, I'm putting it on the calendar and I'm doing it now, or I'm deleting it. Because 2026 is not the year for mental background noise. And that is all those old projects, they are background noise. And the third one is the need for perfection. Perfection is just procrastination wearing a nice outfit. Growth happens in the imperfect. All the best things I've done, and I will also testify with this YouTube channel, all the best things I've done has been messy. They have been raw, they have been real. Perfection kills action. So as we go into 2026, we should seek being more in touch with ourselves, and that is to be unperfect, because humans aren't perfect. Even though we try to be all the time, the best people I connect with, they are the raw, unfiltered version of themselves. And if you want to be more in touch with yourself, you also will connect with people that are more like you. Then be raw, be unfiltered, be unperfect. And there is 2 social things we can delete before we're heading into 2026. And the first one is those parties that you need alcohol to attend. If you need to drink to be there, fuck it. You don't need to be there. You know those party nights that you only go out and you become wasted and then you are so hungover the day after and the day after that? Those nights, they kill time, they kill energy, and also sometimes they kill self-respect. And if you want to head into 2026 gaining more focus, you don't have to do all of that. Celebrate real things with real people and real connection. And alcohol filters this away. So stop with the empty weekend parties that doesn't give you anything, where the main mission is to be the most. Oh, where were I? Those weekends where the main mission is to become most wasted, because they will not give you what you really want. And the second social thing we should delete going into 2026 is meaningless obligations. You know all those people that you see out of habit that kind of drain you of energy, or those events that we go to because we feel obligated to, but we don't really want to? Fuck that. Going into 2026, we cut that out. Those things slowly drain you. They take your focus, they drain you of who you want to be, and they take you away from building something meaningful. Relationships and events, they should always lift you up. It shouldn't tear you down. There is one sentence, I don't remember who said it the first, but if you do, please let me know in the comments. But if it's not a hell yeah, it's a hell no. So going into 2026, if it's not a hell yeah, it's a hell no. Let that be your mantra. So cut those meaningless obligations out. So 2 practical things we should delete. One of them is excess stuff at home. What you own shapes how you think. So if you have a lot of clutter in your home, clutter in your workspace, clutter in your sleeping area, that becomes clutter in the head. It takes away focus. What I would say is put it in the calendar, set aside a weekend, and then just clear the shelves, clear the surfaces, clear the closet. Give your brain less noise. So if you have old clothes that you don't wear anymore and you haven't worn them for, let's say, a year or 2, throw it out, give it away, sell them, but don't have them at home. All those furnitures that you said that you were gonna fix, but you haven't, and then they have been in your storage for years, sell it. Put away everything that is just clutter, because your surroundings affect your head. I would say this is also one of the most important aspects of what I have changed, and that is junk food in the home. It's not innocent. If you have a lot of sugar in the closet, those are engineered to be tempting. Those are engineered to be cheap and easy to grab, all those ultra-processed food, junk food. So in times when you are tired, you go and head to that, but they don't fuel you with good, real energy. They just fuel you with some empty calories that last for an hour or 2, but then it creates just emptiness in the body and the brain. We need more real food. So we need to set aside making the habit of not having access to fast food. If it goes fast in, it goes fast out. We need something that is lasting. So what I've done is just, I don't bring home a sugary food or ultra processed food, because then it's easier for me. When I'm hungry, I have to make something real, and it gives me a lot more energy, and it makes me fucking focus more. If you have something in the home now, we just stop buying more, I would say. It's easy to think that change is about doing more, but really change is about removing what steals attention and then sharpening our focus on what's important to ourselves. And I have struggled with this a lot, but as I have done this myself, my focus has become better, and I've started to work on projects that I love, that fuels me with energy, and it's making me focus a lot more on the things that really matters. So I would say, like, before heading into 2026, as I have listed up for you 10 things you should delete, ask yourself, what is standing in your way right now, and what's the point on this list that you want to start with first. And if you're unsure of where to start, maybe you should look at this video right here, and don't begin with the whole list. Start with one thing and build from there. And until next time, I see you.